Hello, my name is Lorraine, and I'd like to welcome everyone to the Tuesday World Meditation. Tonight, you join me from my home in the United Kingdom. This sacred time and space is devoted to our shared practice of entering stillness together and of giving together. First, let us surround and protect ourselves with the love and the grace of God. Before we begin the meditation, I'd like to share a passage from the new message about practice. And as we had just come off the steps vigil, I thought it was important to go back to why we're doing this and how enormous this is and how important it is that each of us acquire this strength that only knowledge can give us. So with that in mind, I'm going to be reading from Preparing for the Greater Community, Chapter 10, Gaining Strength and Influence in the Mental Environment. Knowledge represents your greatest desire and your greatest need. The fact that you do not experience it today gives evidence in and of itself that you live in an environment that thwarts this discovery and does not support it. That you in the past have engaged in relationships that cannot support the emergence of knowledge and would actively oppose it should you seek to become a student yourself. We are giving you power to deal with the influences in your life now and to understand these influences and to gain greater authority over your life and affairs. This is not too much for you. You have been conditioned to think that you are weak and ineffective. You have been conditioned to think that you can do very little and that you must simply go along with things as they are. You have been conditioned to think that you have very little inner authority and that the best thing that you can do is to try to be comfortable and avoid trouble. But you must outgrow this conditioning. You must break away from it. It is pervasive in the world today, and it will become increasingly so in the future as the greater community presences in the world seek to pacify humanity and to make it even more compliant and obedient, to make it even more vulnerable to control and manipulation within the mental environment. This is a call for you to awaken. This book is a call to awaken. Your awakening is what you must do to accomplish what you came here to accomplish. You live within both a physical and a mental environment. There are forces within both of these environments that affect you, and yet you can become effective in both these environments as well. Engage with knowledge. Clear the way for knowledge to emerge within your life. Adjust your thinking and involvements with other people to make this possible. And you will speak with an authority that is greater than the world. You will have an authority that is more substantial and more complete and universal than any power, than any institution, than any government that you might encounter within the world or within the greater community. The Creator has given you this authority, but it is up to you to receive it and to learn what it means and to take the steps towards its reclamation and expression. The Creator cannot do that for you. The unseen ones who watch over you cannot do this for you. Do not abdicate this responsibility. This is your responsibility. This is what will make you strong. This is what will make you competent. This is what will enable you to develop discernment and discretion. This is what will refine your perception. This is what will teach you how to learn what is positive and helpful and what is not, both within your own mind and in the world around you. You become a man and woman of knowledge by taking the steps to knowledge. There are many steps. Each one is important. Each one prepares for the next. Like climbing a great mountain, you do not go from the bottom to the top in a few giant leaps. Likewise, the Creator does not come and elevate you to the top. No. You must make the journey. It is the journey that will make you strong. It is the journey that will make you wise. It is the journey that will give you what you really need and what you really want. And like journeying up a mountain, you will have to leave behind those people and those situations that cannot support your journey and cannot enable it. Here, you claim authority within yourself. And here, you become responsible or able to respond to your deeper inclinations. Here, you are a student of knowledge, whether you know it or not. Here, you are learning the essential steps, whether you know it or not. Yet sooner or later, you will need a formal preparation, for there is only so much you can do for yourself. You cannot train yourself. You cannot take yourself where you have never gone. You cannot prepare yourself for a greater set of responsibilities to live in a greater reality. For this, you need assistance. You need a method of study. You need a spiritual practice. And you need true relationships that can support you and assist you. The greater community way of knowledge has been given to enable you to do this. It is not possible to become a man or woman of knowledge and not learn about the mental environment and not gain authority and competence there. This will happen for you, but you must take the steps. This is your responsibility. There are great needs in the world today, greater than you realize. There are great forces in the mental environment who will seek domination over humanity and are doing so at this moment. There is a great need for men and women of knowledge to keep knowledge alive and to empower others so that humanity may maintain its integrity and its self-determination as it emerges into a greater and more complicated universe. There is a great calling in the world today. You can feel it within yourself. It is not a calling for someone else. It is a calling for you. Do not look over your shoulder and say, well, someone had better respond to this. It is you. You are responding to the call for knowledge. You are the one responding to the world's emergence into the greater community. This represents a deeper receptivity and greater responsibility within you. Honor this. Support it. It is of the greatest importance. Please join me now in a 30-minute stillness practice. Take whatever time you need to read your own step and enter stillness when you are ready. Nase Navara Karam. While we are in this place of stillness, I'd like to share a passage from the New Message, speaking about the messenger. Tonight, I will be reading from the New Messenger, chapter 12, The Messenger's Calling. Marshall received this on September 3rd, 2014, in Boulder, Colorado. People of all nations, cultures, and religious traditions, the messenger is calling for you to recognize your deeper need, the need of your soul. This is not just the need of the day or the events of the world or the crisis of this moment. It is a need that is more pervasive and deep, the need to be reunited with your source, the need to gain the strength that only heaven can provide, the need to know your true purpose and direction beyond what your culture and even your religion have prescribed for you. For only God can give you this. The need to forgive, the need for integrity, the need for true purpose and direction beyond what your culture and others have prescribed for you. This must come from God if it is to be true and efficacious, if it is to serve you in all times, in all manners of situations, beyond all the divisions of humanity, beyond all the conflicts of humanity, beyond all the failures of humanity. God knows what is coming over the horizon and seeks to warn you, to bless you, and to prepare you. The messenger now is calling for you to hear, to respond, to find this, to receive this, to set aside your judgments and your preferences and your admonitions so that you can receive the blessings of the Creator, given anew now under a very different set of circumstances, as humanity is about to face its greatest trials. Not everyone will be able to respond at first, but there are many in the world today who are ready to hear this. From all nations, all cultures, from all faith traditions, there are many who are ready to hear this calling. The messenger is an older man now, so time is of the essence for you to hear him, for you to receive him, and for you to recognize him in his remaining years on earth. He is calling for you to receive, to learn, to take the steps to knowledge, the deeper knowledge that God has placed within you, that was placed within you before you even came into this world, to guide you, to protect you, and to lead you to a greater life of purpose and fulfillment in the world. You cannot give yourself these things. Without this knowledge, people will follow the tribe. They will follow the culture. They will follow the admonitions of others. They will become lost in a world of desire, fantasy, and grievance. They will live lives of desperation and often violence. They will be unprepared for the greater forces that are changing the world even at this moment. Without knowledge, people will be set against each other as they always have, struggling, competing, fighting, destroying one another as they always have. It is only because the great messengers, it's only because of the great messengers and messages that humanity has even come this far with so much success, despite its many failures and errors. But now a new revelation must be given. The messenger has spent 40 years receiving it in isolation. He must now proclaim to the world in his remaining years. His calling then is not to just one group or one nation or one region. It's to the whole world. And that is why he is broadcasting to the whole world and providing the revelation to the whole world and providing for the first time in all of human history the voice of revelation. Such a voice that spoke to the Jesus, the Buddha, and the Muhammad. You can hear for the first time. Our voice, this voice, the voice of the angelic assembly, speaking together all as one, a reality and phenomenon that your intellect cannot fathom, but which your heart can receive powerfully. For the Lord is the Lord of the entire universe, with countless races of beings so unlike you, and other dimensions of the physical universe and of creation beyond the physical realm entirely. God has put knowledge within you. Should you awaken to this and become responsive to this, then God's will can move you and protect you and guide you. For you need this now more than ever before. People of all nations, cultures, and religious traditions, hear the messengers calling to you. Do not dispute this. Do not deny this, or you deny God's grace and power, and you deny God's gift to you, which you need now more than anything. You must hear the messenger's call to you. God has sent him here to be the recipient and the primary representative of God's new revelation for the world. And I pray his voice will be heard. Let us spend a few moments together to be with Marshall and send him our love, strength, and gratitude. Now, see if there are others in the world or in your life who need to receive this strength as well. If so, spend a moment sending strength or another quality to these individuals. Nase, Navara, Karam. Thank you all for coming, and may the presence be with you.